Watch lovers, back with another video this week. We are taking a look at 3 picks for a fall capsule collection. Stick around. Welcome back to SwissWatchExpo. This is Angel, and this week we are taking a look at my 3 top picks for a fall capsule collection, aka pumpkin spice watches. So we have them, of course, with some warm tones in your rose and your stainless steel, some browns. So let's get right into it. First up is this absolutely gorgeous Bell & Ross. Now I chose this because it has such a unique look to it. The case shape is signature Bell & Ross, and then you'll have 18 karat rose gold on both the bezel, the indices on the dial, and also on the crown here. Now, I love this because the dial is very clean. However, you do have a power reserve indicator down near the 6 o'clock position. And as we wind it, you'll see that power build up. So it's a 42 millimeter watch and a little over 40-hour power reserve. So I've always been a huge fan. If you've watched our channel for any amount of time, you know I'm a huge fan of any watch that shows the power reserve right on the dial. It is, of course, still an automatic movement, but it's just a nice touch to be able to see it. And then you'll have the big date right there at the top near the 12 o'clock position. They've also done a really nice job of putting the Luminova on the hands. It looks almost as though it's a sandblasted finish, but it actually is loomed there on the hour and minute hand. So very nicely done. And then with that signature wide strap from Bell & Ross, and it has that beautiful ampersand right at the top. Very easy to use Tang buckle. So next up, we will take a look at the classic Rolex Yachtmaster. So this is in the stainless steel and 18 karat rose gold, which Rolex calls the Ever Rose. And when you have this two-tone kind of look, it is what you would call a Rolex combination. So I love the chocolate dial on this. And it is a 37 millimeter. So I think that it's a very comfortable size for someone who wants a sports watch from Rolex, but they don't want to go oversized. They don't want to be in a 40 or 41. With some of the other sport models. But also if you're a lady and you want to wear something that has a little more of a bold look, but not too thick of a case, this is the perfect watch for you. You'll also be able to read this very, very easily under low light. It does have the chromalite markers, which is the most recent type of lume that Rolex uses on their watches. You don't have to worry about it fading or anything over time. And it has a really, really great, almost like a power reserve, I guess would be the word I'd use as far as how long it will glow under low light once it's nice and charged up. Satin and high polished bracelet. And then you'll have a sandblasted kind of finish on this signature Yachtmaster bezel. And of course, even if you're not yachting, you could use this for all sorts of timing. So just a very classic yet unique take on Rolex's Yachtmaster. And then last but certainly not least, I chose this because I feel like it has a very classic styling behind it. It is the Breitling Premier B01. Now, the reason I love this is because it's not what you usually would expect from Breitling. Big, chunky, bold. It's a little more understated, and it came from, it was inspired from a time in the early 1940s when the Breitling group were kind of wanting something to kind of get back into true watchmaking. And so they revamped it, put that in-house B01 movement inside of it. You'll have a small seconds here on the 9 o'clock side and a 30-minute counter on the 3 o'clock side, and then your date down at the bottom. Of course, lume on those hands. And then you'll have some beautiful designs along the case here. You can actually put this on a bracelet as well through Breitling, which I think is really cool. You usually don't see models like that on a bracelet. So it's a nice touch. And then I'm always a huge fan of any watch with the exhibition case back, but also I love the way that Breitling has done their deployant clasp. To the naked eye, it almost looks like it's a Tang buckle, very classic, but it is in fact a deployment clasp. So just a really thought out design, not too weighty, but it still has some nice heft to it, and something that I think will get you a lot of conversations, especially once people discover that this is actually a Breitling. So 3 wonderful warm tone watches from us here at Swiss Watch Expo. Let us know down in the comments some of your favorites. I feel like these will take you not only from fall, but into winter with a really lush and luxurious look, and then on into spring. So some great watches here at Swiss Watch Expo. Thank you for sticking around, and we'll see you on the next video.